Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been dubbed as horrible bosses from hell because of their outrageous rules and requirements. In its March 14 issue, Star claimed that former employees of Prince Harry and Markle are so traumatized by their experience working for the couple that they vowed never to set foot in Montecito again. Some of them reportedly spoke with the tabloid to detail their experiences with Prince Harry and Markle. Harry and Meghan pay tens of thousands of dollars to hire a special FBI-type agent to do background checks on potential hires. They're not just digging for criminal records or verifying referrals. They want to know everything. Details about your family, even grandparents, personal relationships, what kind of town you come from, your spending habits. If you have too many credit cards you won't get the job, the source said. Even though there are hundreds of applicants that initially want to work for Prince Harry and Markle, only 1% pass the screening. And those that are offered a job receive a detailed contract that's filled with fine print. A source claimed that a common complaint among the Sussexes' former employees is that the contract is so complicated that even licensed attorneys would have a hard time deciphering its contents. The insider added that Prince Harry and Markle have very specific demands. For instance, their staff cannot speak to them at all times. And the only time they can have a conversation with their bosses is when Prince Harry and Markle are the first ones to talk to them. Gadgets like mobile phones and laptops are not also allowed inside the couple's Montecito mansion. And there's a specific dress code that everyone needs to abide by. Those that fail to follow the rules are immediately fired. According to DICTATOR, who served as the Queen's press secretary for 12 years and a media manager for Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the intensity of the work inside the royal bubble makes it easy to burn out. I was one of the Queen's press secretaries with the remit. In addition to answering to her, 90% of my time was spent looking after the Prince of Wales and Diana, he explained to Global News. Mr. Arbiter added there was another good reason for why it appeared so many staff members were leaving at once. By outward appearances, it has been a bit of a revolving door, but it just so happens with the Cambridge and Sussex households that employees started around the same time, he said, suggesting that could explain the coincidental timing of the resignations. Here's an example. Harry's private secretary Edward Lane Fox retired last April after 5 years as the Duke of Sussex's right-hand man. Just months earlier, William's private secretary, Miguel Head, quit after 6 years in his role. And while much has been made of Meghan's apparent inability to hold on to staff, her sister-in-law has also received a few resignation letters in her time. In 2017, Kate's private secretary, Rebecca Deacon, quit after a decade working with the royal family, and according to a 2016 documentary, 2 of Kate and William's staff quit shortly after their wedding. Royal expert Ashley Pearson claimed in William and Kate, the journey the Cambridge's head housekeeper and head gardener both left their positions when Kate joined the family, as they couldn't handle how much she wanted to do for herself. So there it is. Maybe Harry and Meghan are tough bosses, or maybe staff shakeups in the royal household are actually pretty normal. Earlier this year, the Duchess of Sussex was accused of humiliating personal assistants and staff, as well as driving 2 out of the palace, which she denies. An internal investigation was launched in March, but sources now fear the probe is being kicked into the long grass. It has been revealed. Inquiries are focusing on a 16-day trip to Australia in 2018, during which a series of clashes between Meghan and her staff left the latter severely psychologically traumatized. But only a handful of people have been called up to share their side of it, insiders told the Daily Mail. 2 PAs, another member of staff and Simon Case, Prince William's former private secretary, were potentially among the chosen few. Earlier this year, sources alleged to The Times that Meghan drove 2 personal assistants out of the household and undermined the confidence of a third. The 40-year-old is even said to have snapped "It's not my job to coddle people" after aides were left in tears and humiliated by her difficult demands. The report further claimed Meghan humiliated at least one ex-staffer while another said the Duchess' behavior felt more like emotional cruelty and manipulation. One royal aide, anticipating a row with the Duchess, is alleged to have told a colleague, "I can't stop shaking."